The Bad Guys 2, of course, is a family comedy movie that came out recently to some very nice reviews. I've been watching these movies, obviously, through the reviews. Back to back to back bangers. That's right, spoiler alert, I like the movie. Anyways, speaking of liking the movie, how did other people like the movie? 7.3 out of 10 by IMDb. It's a little low, but I could see why. 95% by Fandango and 95% by Google users like the movie. Rotten Tomatoes, 86 by the critics and 95 by the people. Oh my god, people love this movie. And of course, I was already planning to watch the movie, but my friend watched before and he said it's a pretty good movie. And I said, you know what, I trust him. He was not lying. Dude, this is a very good, hilarious movie. Obviously, The Bad Guys 1, if you have not watched it and you're thinking if you need to watch The Bad Guys 1, spoiler alert, no you don't. They catch you up really quickly, quick recap in the movie, obviously through the big bad wolf. He obviously talks to the people and he recaps the first movie. So you don't need to watch it, but considering how good this one is, wouldn't be that bad to watch it, you know. But anyways, The Bad Guys 2 revolves around obviously the events of the first one where they decided to turn good. And for them, it's not doing too well. They can't get any jobs because even though they may or may not have, even though they may have saved the world, to everyone else, they're still the bad guys. I mean, half the city was robbed by them, so obviously they hate them, and why the hell would they trust them? But they're trying their best to become, well, good guys. But unfortunately, a secondary group of bad guys, or not even guys, they're women, bad girls, as they say, are trying to frame the bad guys in an attempt to recruit them into their crew to do their master plan, the heist that ends all heists. And what is that heist? Well, there's this new, it's a dumb thing. It's a new material made for the universe, that being the MacGuffin Night. And that is essentially, I guess you could say, how they explain in the movie, polar opposite of gold. And that it attracts gold. Obviously, everyone knows, I think gold is not magnetic. But this metal attracts it. So obviously they're trying to collect all the metal and smelt it and make a giant gold magnet which they will attempt to rob the earth. Obviously, if you have not figured it out already, spoiler alert. So what are these bad girls? Obviously you have the leopard, the leader, the one who's always been a bad girl, who obviously with her crew they idolize the bad guys. Which is very weird because the bad guys don't even seem that old. Matter of fact, the bad girls kind of seem older than them. So, I mean, obviously in the first movie they're really bad guys, so it makes sense why they would idolize them. But they're like the same age. I don't know. I find that weird. But other than that, it makes no sense, right? But they idolize the bad guys, and obviously they know their potential, and obviously they're a bit disappointed that they are turning good, and they're saying, "Why turn good? You know, you're trying, this much to try to get people to like you." Even though everyone knows that all you will ever be is a bad guy, right? So why even try to hide from it? You know, the feeling of being a bad guy. You know, why are you trying to go away from that, right? But besides that, they get into wacky shenanigans where the bad guys, or at this point, the good guys have to turn into the bad guys again in an attempt to, well, not get on the bad girl's bad side, right? And obviously, with the first movie, the second one is no exception. It has a beautiful animation. Really funny. I mean, real, kids movies. I'm not saying that they're not funny. That you could find some humor into it, but it's a lot of was it lowbrow humor, slapstick. And don't get me wrong, there's some in this movie, especially with the piranha, right? But you'll laugh. You'll laugh. That's the thing. You'll laugh. This is a movie that, even though it's a kids movie, anyone can watch. Anyone would like this movie. It's funny, great action scenes, beautiful animation. Obviously, the introduction of these new bad group, pretty good. Pretty good. Obviously, the return of certain characters from the first movie. And spoiler alert, they do end up stopping the bad girls. Kind of. Because the whole thing is that they actually do attract all the gold up into space. But then they reverse it, so then all the gold falls back down. But the thing is, there's some random dude who has my gold watch. It's not fair. But anyways, other than that, it's an hour and 30 minutes. And it flows nicely. It's a great movie. Although I did not watch the first one. If this is not a sequel that is better than the original, god damn, how good is the first one? I needed to watch it, right? But it's an amazing movie, beautiful animation, and obviously with the setup in the end credit scenes, or not even end credit scenes, just the end. A third movie, I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but hey, they set it up beautifully. Third movie would make sense. Best parts of the movie is obviously Diane Fox and the Big Bad Wolf. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know his name. Mr. Wolf. That's all he is. That's all his name. Mr. Wolf. Their relationship, obviously, some tension in the first movie. It pays off beautifully in the second one. The snake, obviously, everyone plays their part in this movie, and it's good, from the commissioner to the bad girls to the bad guys to the good guys to Diane Fox to the gerbil from the first movie. They all do beautifully. It's an amazing film, arguably one of my favorite of the year. And to be honest, there's a lot of good movies I watched recently. F1, Superman, Fantastic Four, obviously Bad Guys 2. It's shaping up to be a great summer. Oh my god, great summer worth of movies. Who wouldn't be happy, you know? But besides that, Bad Guys 2, action-packed, beautiful animation, weirdly very funny, you know, for a kid's movie. Great characters, have great chemistry, obviously, since the first one. And yeah, I mean, there are some nitpicks you could make about the movie, but there's nothing that brings it down that much. But yeah, Bad Guys 2 obviously ends on a good note, so maybe the next movie would be called The Good Guys. Probably not, but you never know. But yeah, that's the end of this review. Try to keep as spoiler-free spoilers as possible, but yeah, it's a great film. There's nothing more to say about that. It's a great film. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to catch you in the next one.